Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new series with the old one Play Stuff, or Oops for short, because of the number of errors that I most likely will make. Today, I am going to attempt, well, at least start building a subway system in New York, a place where I have actually visited a couple of times. But most of it was spent walking around and not really using the subway system. So I'm not going to look at what it currently looks like. I am going to just try and have my attempt at building it from scratch. So what we have got, I think that's probably Newark Airport. I know, at least I think I know that that's JFK. That's where I flew in from. Flew in to. Then I'm not 100% sure what this one is. And there is no names on it. Oops. So, New York. Unlike some people that I flew out with who thought that New York at Manhattan was predominantly New York and didn't realise that the New York state is absolutely huge compared to the UK, which is where I'm from. Demand-wise, residents, in theory, this could be quite an easy map to build on. Why is that running? That should not be running. Residents don't really live on Manhattan and then just across the water down here. Which looks like there's a hell of a lot of residents that might want to get across into Manhattan. And there's a resident who lives out there as well. An interesting place to live. Workers wise are JFK, Newark, a little lump around Newark, scattered a little bit around there, up at this airport, and a little bit further north. So, my first job will be get some of these residents around Manhattan into here. And looking at that, bulk of the people that want to move into here are either that side or that side of Central Park and a few further down. workers wise. So where am I? Where's the demand gone? A lot of these workers, if I look at these workers down here, a lot of them do want to come down into this part. And looking at that, 45th Street. But I think what I might look to do first of all is look, where do you all want to go? Yes, what I might be tempted to do is put a route that follows that. So my first port of call is going to be here. I have a funny feeling. Yes, there is a monument right there. Hmm. Oops. So, first blood. What I also want to actually think about is tracks that I might want to run across as well. It's all well and good having the routes going up and down and then possibly coming down and looping across, but I also need to have some routes that just cut across and pick these people up, bring them in, cut across, bring these people, these residents in, and have a couple of routes that come in, probably down that way. The interesting thing is I've got all of those, but was it workers? Workers for JFK. Pretty much all over the place. Workers for Newark are predominantly that side. Workers for the airport are predominantly all around it. Workers for down towards Wall Street are again across the water and all over the place. I think what I might do is initially put a route that runs down here. What I might be thinking is I'm going to have a cross route there. So do I come down through Broadway? Yes. My first track. And because of the amount of people over here, is going to be I'm going to do heavy. So let's go there. What can I do? Can I upgrade? No. Four? No. Five. Above ground or and cover. Let's do cut and cover to start off with. So my first station is you. All these workers and residents. What distance do I need to be? Trying to think when I used to walk around New York. I put my next station here. So what's that? 8th Street. And then on Houston Street. Gun cover. Your gun cover just there. I might start with that. Lay my first bit of track. In fact, my first moment is why am I building parallel when I should be going for quad? Will quad fit? I'll put one quad there. What did I say? Put my next quad here. Cut and cover. Fits. I need to come down straight to start off with, and then a little turn in. Where did I put my index one? Just down here. Oh, it just fits. Let's build that a little bit of track. Now, my next station is going to be on 23rd Street. Are these a little bit close? I do 23rd. And if I'm going to come up here and across, that gives me the option to build put trains there, trains there. The interesting one is going to be, can I fit a station? No. So I think you're going to have to go there. Because you can then put potential. Realistically, I wanted you there. But if I have to put another station here to go up, and do. Now, residents, workers. So these workers, let me think. The next station is going to try and squeeze will you fit? Can I put you in? Go on, will you fit? Squeeze, squeeze. Lemon squeezy. Track fit through. No. You are going to have to go and get demolished. I want to put station here, station there. Don't know if these are a bit close. So I'll put you there. They seem that now seems that does seem a little close. If I put you green, come on, fit in. Yep. And you can all walk that little bit of a distance between the two, not too far. I want to call you all lazy. A little exercise won't do you any harm, says he. Needs to start doing some more exercise myself. I think what I might do, and then you can come down there and you will fit nicely there. Do I continue? Residents are all up that way, and there's some workers up that way. So yes, but at what point do I want? I think the next station is going to fit right through that. I was thinking of moving it down to here, because if I decide I want to put a track, I could potentially put a track there. Or do I bring it down? I'll bring it down a street. But, so you can go. I will put it along that street this time, because then it can come through. Then we're looping around. And if I want to put another road across, so residents, workers, residents, and let me put another one just there. Get these connected up. Now this is the fun one. If I do that, connect across to approximately there and go in. That's not too bad. I can live with that. How much further do I go up? I might put another station here on 86th Street. And then another one up here. Oh, will you fit? Will you squeeze through? Just. I can just fit you there. A little bit wonky. I'll have what they've been drinking. Because that's covering these residents. So these, yeah, these residents all want to go down, so I might as well continue up here, put a station there and a station there. How am I doing cost-wise? 1.1 bill. Station. Just there. And one. Just there. Another track. And another track. There. There. It's quite nice. So those workers, few residents from around, few residents there. But I think at some point a track could potentially go across here. And I think what I might do is those residents and those workers so you're coming from right over yonder. Where's that bubble? Working all the way around there. What I might do decisions. Because the workers are over that side. But if I'm putting a track here, workers, residents, workers. So do I go down, what's this street? 2nd Avenue. I do 2nd Avenue, and at some point I put a train track down here. 2nd Avenue. Train track potentially will come down here, so my first train is going to be, well, not train, station across 57th. And where did I put my next station? On this side. Was 44th by the looks of it. If I do something similar here, put a station there, build my track. Oops. I need to actually, did I? Not. I only went from there to there. I've got a funny feeling that no, done that wrong. Undo, undo. Because I run it down here. It will need it's going to have to go. Oops. It will need to go there. So I think I need to delete you and put you because train goes through here. I'll need to have it stationed there. And then you can go down. Yep. I think that is going to be a little bit better. Then I was putting my next station all the way down here. And then potentially one can run that way. Connect you in. Before I forget, I need to put a crossover there. How am I doing cost-wise? 1.7. All right. I won't need to put crossovers in yet. For the other bits, just keep an eye on click and click. If I continue down workers, residents, use residents. Wonder how many of them will actually use my tube, my subway. I want to put one, another station, stick one there, stick one there, and then stick one just there. Then run you to there, And then you can go in. You can go in. And you can go in. That is covering a chunk. Residents. All of these residents here do all want to go there. So let me stick my next stations in. Sure, following a similar route. Next station can fit. No, you can't. Next station can fit there. And then I'm coming across here. The next station will be just there. Come up here, scoot round, and you can fit there. Oh, flipping thing. Need to build stations, not tracks. Right, start again. Put a track in. Station there. Station here. Station here. Now demand that workers, residents might just go one more. I'll go one more up. We just put you in and quad line and that quad line in. Might just put my next station in. Where does it need to be? Just there. And then I might put my last one in. Just there. Put the track in with my cross over there and my double track in just there. Where's my cost tab? Cost 2.6. $2.6. So demand, workers, residents. I think I might call that per day on that route. I might cost 6. Can I build one more station that cuts there with a little bit of track there? Cost 2.7. My next station will be just, yeah, continuing down Broadway. If I cut through, or is it in Warren Street? So if I do that, my cost, ooh, do I have enough money for a crossover? 291. So I've got crisscross there, crisscross there. And crisscross there, and crisscross there. Build. Oh, I like how that's building out. Now, first two routes. Route 1 can be that Broadway line. I'll create new, and it's not errored. That is a great start. Loop down the middle. Click, 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 clickety, click, 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 click. Bish, bash, bosh. And we're nearly there. So that is my first train route. Let's put 3 trains on it at the minute. And did I say that this one was... I thought that was 2nd Street. And I looked at it over here. 2nd Avenue. So I will call, for the time being, I shall call you 2nd Ave. Very original. Let's see how that one comes along. Anyone can think of better names for these two routes? Then please or let me know in the comment section below. I put I need to buy, can afford to buy 3 trains, so you're running every 10 minutes. So my 2 routes, Broadway, can I buy another one? Yes. So let me put you at every 10 minutes. Minute. Now, the big question is, A1. Oh yes. And look at all those people rushing to my station. Probably could do with extending that down, especially when I look at this view. I think probably could do with a couple more stations down here to feed all of these buildings. All these workers here. Look at that. I quite like the look of that. But money-wise, that's the big question. Ooh. What, 24 hours? I'm making some money. In my first day, I'm making some money. Fair. $3. Might stick with $3 at the minute. See how that progresses. Still on my first day. What's that? 7, 6, 7 and 8. 9 o'clock. And at 12. So overnight makes a profit. So I can't complain. Big profit. Well, I say big profit. 28 mil. Then at lunchtime, 12 mil. It's still making a profit each hour. My initial outlay, can't complain at that. But what I do need to do is make some money so I can continue building. Day 1. Oh, look at that. 22. 7, 20, 20.26, 20.7. I'm making some money, make more money in the morning than I am in the afternoon run, but that is being spread over probably 4 hours, where this is realistically just doing those 3 hours. I can't really complain at that. And then it's dropping back down for my evening service. But it's still making some money. Some people still want to move around, even at midnight. And the next question is, demand-wise, 2.3%. I think what I could... it's the workers. Look at all those workers. If I just take that, all these workers are jumping on the train and coming down. So whether do I put a route coming down on the east side of Central Park and bring that down and then loop that. Look to loop that across and then bring a route down the west side, jump out and come down that side. I think when I get down here, I've got my quad line that I want to come off in this direction coming down here. This quad line, which I might look when it comes down here, is loop you across this way. What am I doing my second day? 28? Sorry, 2021. That's no, it's 22. And look at that. 6, 7, and 8. 24 hours. Yeah, it's following 19, 18, 19, 20. Not as good on my second day. But there's not a lot you can do. If anyone's got any suggestions on proposed routes that you would like to see, or naming of my lines, or how I can get more money, it will be much appreciated. I'm thinking that for today I might call that a day. I've got 2 lines, 2 days run, 2 lines ticking along. Both of them are making, well, I say both of them, routes. Trains. Will it help if I increased every 6 minutes? Let me go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 30 minutes at night. And Broadway, can I do the same? 5. Can I get this down to 5? Stick another one on. 5 minutes, 9 minutes. And then leave that at that. Domain routes. Broadway is profitable then. Broadway is bringing in some moolah. Second Avenue isn't doing quite so well. Looking at that. Look at those big bubbles. 40k, 41k. $24k down here. Yes, you are going to come across here next. Both lines can come across here, and then one can go down there, and one can go somewhere else. TBC. Getting sidetracked, having a look at what is going on. So day-wise, I made 281 million profit. Day 1, 284 million. I wonder if that is just down to putting a few more trains on. Let me just see what the morning (6:13), 6:12, 7 is 19, 18, 19, oh yes, 19.6. that is 20.72. Let me just see what you get to. Can you beat 20 point, what did I say? 20.74. 19, oh no, no. Not quite. So I think on that note, I am going to call it a day. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching my first attempt at building in New York. I've had a couple of little plays in London in the UK just to get a bit of an understanding of the game. So if anyone has got any tips, tricks, good ideas, bad ideas, or even ugly suggestions, then please leave a comment below. Smash the like button if you enjoyed what you have seen, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see some of you again, if not all of you, in the next episode. Thank you very much for now. Goodbye, and thank you.